It's Lee and Sherry time. Wow, long time no see.
We are not dead.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a minute.
Right.
We're usually doing live or actually just been so busy we haven't had an opportunity. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. And we have actually had the flu for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're just now getting over it.
Yeah, that's not the same cough she's always had. It's a different one.
Yeah, I think it just triggers that cough.
Probably.
It'll be back for a couple months, and it'll go away for a week, and then it'll be back for a couple months.
Yeah, for the most part.
However, let's talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions and twin flamey stuff. There's an awful lot of...
I have a question about New Year's resolutions, actually, first. How can you have a New Year's resolution when your mind or your thought patterns never change? I mean, isn't that
That's exactly
really,
what I was getting ready to say.
That's realistically why you never, ever are able to complete a New Year's resolution, because of you not going in to figure out why you have the certain thought patterns and processes you have. I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to go into those first and then...
Change your thought patterns.
Or at least be able to know how to accept your thought patterns that you have so you can change them. Because if you can't accept something, it doesn't change.
I understand that.
I'm trying to. I get it. I mean,
would you agree?
I know that it took me a long time to figure out that that's what was needed for me to change. I couldn't change because I couldn't change my thought patterns, but then I didn't understand why I had them.
It's very same concept with I'm going on a diet on the 2nd and I'm going to lose all this weight. But the thought process is still the same. The thought patterns are still the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't change a process unless you change your thought process first.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I don't know how many weight loss resolutions I've made over the years. I'm not making one this year because I'm going to start with eating healthy. Healthier. Change the thought process first. And, hey, we're not going to be eating this and we're not going to be eating that. We're not going to be eating this. So, wrapping my mind around that.
Right. I think the one of the other ones is I'm going to love myself more this year. I mean, it's common to think that you're going to love yourself more this year, but if you don't even know what love is in the first place, especially for self, it becomes quite a challenge.
How to love yourself.
How to love yourself, how to get to know yourself, how to even see the relationship you have to yourself. Quite difficult. Usually we hold other people accountable for the relationship we have for ourselves. And sometimes you got to dig down deep to understand what that actually means and why you show up the way you do. So, I mean, it's great to have resolutions. I believe it's something that I think we can all aspire to do. But if you don't even know where to look, it can be quite challenging.
If you don't change your thought process before you make the resolution, it's not going to be successful.
Nope. You'll fall back into old patterns, old behaviors. It's almost like you...
By February.
Sometimes by the 3rd week in January.
Right,
I mean, it's really... Right. It's all based in time, but time is the issue. I mean, you got to take yourself out of time to even understand how you're treating yourself in the first place.
Right.
Common theme. So...
When it hits the twin flame dynamic. Let's talk about that for a second.
You will show up in connection the way you're connected to yourself. And that's quite... not all of it's dysfunctional, but a good portion of it maybe. Because we all believe that there are certain things that have to happen in connection. I mean, it's really strange because I think we've heard this more times than not. That... this connection came along into my life to change my life forever. And it does. And, this person isn't supposed to do this to me. This person isn't supposed to do that to me. This person isn't... Don't worry, this person isn't doing those things to you. That's you. And it's almost impossible to see that at first because you think it's the other person and the way they treat you. But the only reason you know how you're being treated is because of the way that you treat yourself. And there's so many thought forms behind that as well. So it's like if somebody would actually take the time to sit and listen to me, I wonder what they would hear. I wonder if that's happened a lot. Or do we all just continue not to listen to one another? I mean, that's the dynamic in itself, isn't it? I mean, that's the birthright, if you will, about this connection, is that sometimes you're really not listened to. And then when you're not being listened to, you can blame it on certain things the way you are, or the way that you've been, or you're not good enough, or you're not worth, the I'm these things. It's,
I'm tired.
yeah. I don't know. I think, the more we look at it in the deep and the depth that we've been able to go to over the last few years, and actually see what happens when somebody actually sees how they treat themselves, the things it changes.
We did a video, Union Starts With You.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. We did that this year. This past year.
Yeah, we just did that. I think that was the last one we actually posted.
Wow.
Right. A little busy. But it's just rings true. It really does start with you. And new beginnings, this is the thought process when we come into a new year. New beginnings, changes, different things happening, different year, new me. New year, fit me. New year, love me. New year, so many things. And we get caught up in that. We really do. We get caught up in that, and we feel good. And there's so many things out there commercially and on the internet that boost that, right? God forbid all of the gym commercials that are about to come on. They're all boosting it up. And it's another thing. You can just be perfect on the outside. But if you're all jumbled up and confused and sad and depressed, and it doesn't make any difference. You're still sad and depressed and lonely and all those things. You just look good doing it. But what happens when it catches up, the look good goes away. The gym membership lapses. The fat comes back. The protection comes back. And you're the same person you were 6 months before. You looked great. I've done that. And I think this year's a good year to clean up your inside. To do the work. To go in and do your work. Man, if everybody took this year and just did the work, what would 2019 be? What would 2020 be?
What would the now be?
Yeah. We get so caught up in material things, and we get so caught up in connection and wanting to be with someone and wanting. Look, if you're trying to make a New Year's resolution and lose some weight to get somebody's attention, you don't need their attention to begin with. I had to throw that out there. But, man, there's so many things. There's a meme I saw that said, you're going to have a great, abundant new year. 2018, you're going to be prosperous. If you worked like you did last year. So, what happens is we make a New Year's resolution to be more prosperous and to gain more money, but we don't want to work for it. So we get all this gumption to go, lose weight, get money, get love, get a house, get a car, and all the while in here is the same as it was last year. Make this year the year to do your inner work. Make this year the time that you stop the cycles. Make this year the year that you dismantle the hamster wheel. Make this year the year that you change your thought process. I believe that's what 2018 is about. The real change.
Falling in love with you. I mean, can't expect anybody else to if you don't. And there'll be abundance, and there'll be a whole lot more when you find it within yourself. You know, we've done some work. We really have over the last few years. But even just looking up into this moment and looking back, and we really don't have much use for the past or time in general. But when you really look at it, we're like, have we done enough? I don't think we'll ever feel that way. I think that's part of being deep, and that's part of being real, and that's part of telling the truth. The thing about the truth, it's never ending. I mean, there's so many different layers of what some have experienced in the truth, but you know, we've talked about it, video after video. I think even over our journey, we were talking about just standing in your truth, and then when we actually meet people who go, okay, I've been standing in my truth, and then we ask them the simple questions. Do you lie to yourself? Yes. Well, how do you stand in that? That's, I think, is probably the most powerful thing that we've seen in that experience is, you know, you can shout from the rooftops all day long that you're standing in your truth, but do you really even understand how deep you have to go to find that actual truth? It's a lot easier to think for other people when you have to think for yourself. So, I don't know really what that meant, but I think it meant something to somebody somewhere. This has been wonderful, and we're glad we're still here. Here it is, 2018. Wow. I don't think we were expected to be out here this long.
We're not going anywhere. We're just busy.
Yeah.
We are changing some things this year.
Website looks fantastic.
Website's
You haven't been
looking
over
great.
Relationship
If you haven't
Reinvented.
been over there, yeah.
It's much more uniform. I believe it's much more,
Us.
it represents us a little bit stronger than what was there before.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is about everyone. This isn't about just, I think there was this big, huge thought pattern that this was about Lee and Sherry, and this was about Relationship Reinvented. This always has been for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's not that select few should have this opportunity to be able to see the connection after themselves. Everyone should see that. Everyone should be able to experience it. And there's so many different ways that we do this. I mean, we had a fantastic holiday, even though we were sick through a majority of it. We went out and actually ended the year the way we started the year, which was helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
Helping people who really are just way in it deep. And this isn't, and a lot of that was all something we knew we were meant to do. I mean, I don't think we realized how much we were supposed to be doing until we actually were doing it. And so thank you for all of those that supported us throughout this past year, and beyond, because we're going to keep going.
And we are coming to a bunch of different cities in 2018.
We're going to try, because every time we say we're coming, the universe has something else planned for us. So let's not get that twisted. We were going to go, we were supposed to be in Australia in November. We had grandkids this year, so
right.
it's kind of like everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, we're going to come when the universe says, let's go. And don't worry, we'll make sure we put a video out before we get there.
We are coming to our coaches' locations.
Yes.
We are doing that. Our umbrella coaches' locations, we are coming there. That includes Florida, California, New York, multiple places in Pennsylvania, multiple places in Arizona, Chicago, a bunch of places. So we will be doing that, and just lots of really cool changes this year and moving us in different directions, which is fine with us. We are you guys for sure.
Nope, we got a radio show we're coming back out with, or
Relationship Reinvented TV's
yeah,
coming.
that's we're gonna be doing that with another
Radio
couple.
show with another couple.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and that'll be coming out very soon. Actually, I think
Sometime this
there's one or-
month.
Yeah, this month. So we're really excited. We really missed you guys, and hopefully you guys have a beautiful New Year. And I know you're sad to see 2017 go because it was the year of rebirth in so many different ways.
A lot of different ways.
Yep.
We love you guys, and we're here if you need us.
Mm.
Group camp's an excellent opportunity to do that inner work.
Absolutely.
It's life changing. However, we won't be doing personal group camps after our calendar starts to clear. So we've got many coaches out there who are capable of doing group camp, and they're awesome. If you're interested in becoming a coach with Relationship Reinvented, that's still an opportunity. So get a hold of us there. Other than that, have a safe and amazing New Year. And we're here. We're not going anywhere. Doing a little traveling, but we're still here.